Om Shri Sai Ram. Welcome to everyone to the 18th episode of the Sathya Sai story. Let us travel back to the 14th of April 1950. It is a few minutes before 9 pm and Swami is along with all his devotees at the Pathamandiram. Though it is late at night, Swami is interacting with them. Beside him are two lads, a boy named Varadu, the other is a boy named Krishna. You will of course recollect Sri Varadu, the nephew of Mrs. Kamala Sarathi, about whom we have discussed in a previous episode. In case you are coming straight to this episode, you can have a look at all the episodes so far in this playlist that has been linked over here. Swami looked at both these boys, indicating to them that he would like to go to his room as soon as possible. And they escorted Swami to his room and bolted the door behind him. That very instant, Swami collapsed. His body became rigid and taut, and it was evident that Swami was in a trance. Luckily, Sri Varadu was right beside him, and so he held Swami, and then Krishna also held Swami. Both these lads were holding Swami in their arms as he lay prostrate. His body became stiff like a wooden plank. And the next moment, Swami's body began to levitate. These two boys were wonderstruck, wondering what was happening. Soon, the right sole of Swami's foot split wide apart, and from it began to pour forth fragrant vibhuti. And as Sri Varadu describes, almost 2 kilograms of vibhuti emanated from the foot. After that, Swami's body descended and Swami could be heard saying, "Ramana Maharshi has come to my feet." They were stunned to hear this, and soon after Swami had woken up, come out of this trance, he asked them what had happened. They described the whole thing and they also told Swami, "You said that Ramana Maharshi has come to my feet." Swami smiled, told them to pack that vibhuti into little packets and distribute it to all as prasadam. Dear brothers and sisters, if we look at the history, the Ramana Ashram records that on the 14th of April 1950 at 8:47 pm, Ramana Maharshi, the great saint, the great sage of Arunachala, left his mortal coils. He is the one who has taught Advaita, self-enquiry techniques to millions of people around the world, and thousands had begun gathering at Ramanashram already. He had a sarcoma, a dangerous cancer in his left arm, and for his devotees' sake, he had undergone several surgeries. But finally he said, "I am not the body. Why do you fuss so much about it?" He kept blessing devotees, he kept talking to them, and he said, "They are coming from so far, how can I not attend to them?" And with a smile and with great serenity and calm, he left his body on that day. And many devotees reported that they saw a shining streak of light, a star of light, ascend from the Ramana Ashram headed towards Arunachala. Well, it is my personal belief that this star of light reached the lotus feet of the Lord, who acknowledged in the presence of these two devotees when nobody had even the slightest clue of what was happening at Arunachala. More experiences related to Sri Ramana Maharshi, his disciples and Swami, you can have a look at this link above. And now we come to another kingdom that submitted itself at the lotus feet of the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. I am now speaking about the Venkatagiri kingdom. Back in 1950, we still did not have Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, etc. It was the Madras state and the Mysore state, and Swami had travelled to the headquarters or the capital of Madras state, which is the city of Madras, which is called today as Chennai, multiple times. One of those visits, Swami had also met with the then chief minister in order to discuss the renovation and rebuilding of a school in Puttaparthi. Swami had petitioned for it and Swami worked hard to get this school going. Sometimes I feel this is the little school that Swami referred to when he spoke about Mother Ishwaramma's 3 wishes. How magnificently has Swami's education mission grown from that little school in Bukkapatnam, about which I shall share soon. Today, there are Sathya Sai schools across continents and countries. There are 39 Sathya Sai schools around the world which are under the auspices of the Sri Sathya Sai International Organization. That apart, there are several partner schools that have adopted the Sri Sathya Sai education in human values as part of their curriculum. So, Swami's educare of eliciting the divinity that is eminent in each and every child is growing like a magnificent tree. But all of these have their origin in that school at Bukkapatnam possibly. And it is in the context of the inauguration of this school that the Raja of Venkatagiri got pulled to Puttaparthi to the lotus feet of Swami. Now, dear brothers and sisters, I had recorded in detail about this aspect and this story much earlier, and therefore don't be surprised to see me in another dress narrating the same, because I am inserting that video over here. It was in the year 1950 that the last ever ruler of the Venkatagiri kingdom in India, Sri Velugoti Sarvagya Kumar Krishna Yachendra, or Rajagaru as our dear Swami Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba used to address him, made his first ever visit to Puttaparthi. In fact, he was actually travelling to the neighbouring town of Bukkapatnam, where he was the chief guest in the inauguration of the Sathya Sai school there. You know, this is the same school where our Swami studied, and in fact we can even to this day see his name in the attendance register. They have preserved it and kept it. Swami was renovating and rebuilding at a princely sum back in those days, rupees 15,000, and it was being inaugurated, and the chief guest was Rajagaru. I will also call him Rajagaru the same way as Swami used to address him. Rajagaru means respected king. So when Rajagaru came to Bukkapatnam and then went to Puttaparthi, in his heart he felt something magical and divine about this little boy. Back in that time, Swami was just 25 years of age. Now, Rajagaru was an ardent devotee of Lord Sri Rama, and he used to worship him daily. He somehow felt divine love that he felt towards Lord Sri Rama, towards Sai Rama. He did not know why, but he felt it. And when the heart loves something, the heart loves something. And so he invited Swami to visit the Venkatagiri kingdom. And much to his delight, Swami agreed, and the Raja was so excited, and he went back to the kingdom in order to make preparations for the visit of this Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Little did he know that this visit would be an epochal one, and it would be a visit that would prove to him beyond doubt that Sai Rama and Lord Sri Rama are one and the same. It was royal tradition in those days that when a very special or esteemed guest is visiting your kingdom, somebody from the royal court, or preferably the royal family itself, will go and accompany the guest to the kingdom, invite the guest to the kingdom. So Rajagaru decided that his son would go and bring Swami to Venkatagiri. His elder son was unavailable at that time, and therefore he requested his younger son, Sri Velugoti Gopal Krishna Yachendra, to go and bring Swami. Now, this prince was having only one great interest in life at that point in time, that is cricket. And he was not interested in the saints and sages and godmen and even God for that matter. So he said, no, father, please excuse me, I don't want to go. And Rajagaru did not force him. He made other arrangements. He had some other family members prepared who would go and bring Swami to Venkatagiri. That night, Swami comes in the dream of this prince, Sri Gopal, and in his dream, Swami gives him 2 mangoes to eat. Now, other than cricket, the next thing most dear to the prince were mangoes. And he eats those mangoes, they are so tasty. He wakes up in the middle of the night, it's around 12:30. And he has that burning desire, I must go to Puttaparthi. I must go to Puttaparthi and I must see Sathya Sai Baba and I must bring him here. So he goes and wakes up his father in the middle of the night. Rajagaru is surprised, but he is very happy. He doesn't mind being disturbed for this reason. And he tells his son, yes, definitely you can go. You please go and invite and get Swami. And that is how the next day, in the first week of September 1950, Sri Gopal, along with an entourage of cars, heads to Puttaparthi. The cars are parked on the other bank of the river Chitravati and they wade across the shallow waters of the broad riverbed, and to their great delight, who else but Swami himself is waiting on the other side to welcome them. These were the days when Swami was staying still in the Pata Mandiram. Prashantinilayam Mandir, as we know today, was completed only in the November of 1950 when Swami inaugurated it during his Silver Jubilee birthday celebrations. Swami welcomes and tells Sri Gopal, those two mangoes were irresistible, were they? You couldn't resist and you wanted to come and see me. And the prince was bowled over. Just as his father had pledged his heart to Swami, that moment he pledged his heart to Swami. How else could he explain this? Only his father knew about the dream that he had. Nobody else he had shared this with. And this is the first thing Swami tells. And Swami is describing it with a familiarity as if he himself has seen it. He knew that this is divinity. This is someone very, very special. So he invited Swami and Swami said, no, for some days you enjoy the hospitality here. I will let you know when we are traveling. Rajagaru had instructed his son that the moment they start from Puttaparthi, he should send a telegram so that they can make all preparations and be ready to welcome Swami in Venkatagiri. In fact, he had told his son that even somewhere along the journey, once or twice, keep sending telegrams so that we will be updated of your progress. Back in those days, the telegraph or the telegram was the fastest means of communication available for humankind. A couple of days later, Swami tells Sri Gopal, let's leave today morning, we are going to Venkatagiri. Oh, now he has to hurry and send the telegram. But there is no telegraph office in Puttaparthi. The nearest telegraph office is in the neighboring town of Bukkapatnam. Swami tells him, no, you need not go and send, there is no time for it, let us just leave. And that's how they just leave. The prince is just hoping that some way or the other the father is prepared and ready. They should not be caught unawares. He thinks that maybe midway in the journey when we stop for lunch or something I'll send. But there also Swami keeps him occupied. How? Swami asks for empty vessels to be brought, because that's what it is. And he covers all of them with plates, taps on them, and in all of the vessels there are lovely, wonderful, tasty, aromatic dishes that all of them consume. He witnesses this miracle. He is thrilled, he is joyous. At the same time, he is worried because nobody in Venkatagiri knows that Swami is coming. But to his great delight, amazement and relief, in fact, when they arrive at Venkatagiri, everything is in perfect order. There is a grand, royal, regal procession awaiting to welcome Swami. There is a band, there are caparisoned elephants, the soldiers, all have come, the pageantry, everything is there. Wow, he is so happy and he is, wow, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And Swami is welcomed like an emperor into the Venkatagiri kingdom. And once Swami goes into his quarters, Sri Gopal goes to his father and says, Father, it was so good that you arranged all this. How did you know that we are coming at this time? From the telegram that you sent. I sent? No, not you actually. Swami himself sent. And he shows the telegram. It is in Swami's handwriting and it says that I am coming at 5:30. We are setting out in the morning today. Oh, who kept the telegram here? That is when an investigation is launched and the Raja gets to know that none of the palace servants or attendants know of this telegram. Nobody knows who placed it here. They trace it back to the post office in Venkatagiri and there also the postmaster denies having received any such telegram like this. They realize that this is another Leela of the Lord. And this happened on the 5th of September 1950 when Swami travelled first time to the Venkatagiri kingdom. But when I say he traveled for the first time to the Venkatagiri kingdom, that is only in this form with his beautiful curly hair, with those lovely lotus eyes, with that lovely moon face, Chandramukha. But Swami has always been there at Venkatagiri as Ramachandra. That was the discovery of the Rajagaru. On the 7th of September, a special public bhajan was held at Venkatagiri. Everyone participated. Before this bhajan started, the Raja retired to his private worship chambers because it was his practice to daily perform worship of Lord Sri Rama. And he was performing his puja there. Swami was sitting outside in the public bhajan. In the middle of the bhajan, suddenly Swami got up from his chair and began walking. Now Swami knew his way around the Venkatagiri palace like the back of his hand. In fact, Sri Gopal, with whom Swami travelled from Puttaparthi to Venkatagiri, he reveals how during the journey, Swami kept describing different parts of the Venkatagiri palace. Some parts which he himself did not know, Swami would describe in great detail as if he's been living there all his life. That was another episode of him learning about Swami's omnipresence and omniscience. So Swami straight walked. He walked into the prayer hall of the Raja and he opened the door and walked in. That was precisely the moment when the Raja had completed his prayers and he was rising up to come for the bhajans. Even as the devotee was thinking of coming to the Lord had already gone to the devotee. I say this because when the Raja opened his eyes, he beheld not Swami there, but his Lord Sri Ramachandra, the Ajanubahu, the tall Lord holding the Kodanda Pani, holding the Kodanda bow in his hand with the arrow quiver on his back, smiling, the moon face radiant with lotus eyes. Lord Sri Ramachandra, the king falls on his knees and he is unable to bear the joy that is coursing within him, that is oozing out of him, that is bursting forth from him. He just collapses in that joy and Swami rushes forward and holds him. He raises him and he calms down the Raja. The Raja is quivering and quaking, he's shivering and shaking in that bliss of that darshan of Lord Sri Rama. He realizes that Sai Rama, that short little Sai Rama is no different from the tall Ajanubahu Lord Sri Rama. Jai Sai Ram, Jai Sri Ram, he is chanting in his heart. Swami gently holds him and gets him out. And even as he is convinced that this is Sri Rama, Swami does another miracle. Barely 15 minutes after him having got this vision, now Swami collapses. Swami has gone into a trance and the Raja and the others have held Swami. Later, they get to know from Srimati Revati Amma. Srimati Revati Amma was the sister of Sri B.V. Raman and Sri B.V. Lakshmanan, who were singers, Carnatic singers from Madras, and they would often visit the Venkatagiri kingdom. They would sing, in fact they would sing along with Swami, B.V. Raman and B.V. Lakshmanan. They would sing many Tyagaraja Kritis along with Swami. Again, this was something that would delight the Rajagaru because he is a devotee of Lord Sri Rama, and listening to Tyagaraja Kritis being sung by Rama, what joy it was. This was the way the Lord was sharing and pouring his love on the devotee. Tyagaraja, who had sung centuries before. Tyagaraja was there in the 18th century, 1760s, when he was born, and he composed songs on Lord Sri Rama, and here was Rama singing back for Tyagaraja his own compositions. So that is what those two twins, as I said, B.V. Raman and B.V. Lakshmanan, their sister Revati Amma, Srimati Revati Amma, she had messaged from Puttaparthi saying, coinciding with that time when Swami had gone in a trance, Swami had emerged from a photograph in Pata Mandiram in Puttaparthi. He had granted darshan to the devotees there who were missing him because he had gone to Venkatagiri. That is our Lord. And this happened on the 7th of September 1950. On the 10th of September 1950, Swami was in the Pellakur Gardens, the gardens that was adjoining the royal palace at Venkatagiri, and the gardens through which the Swarnamukhi river also flows nearby. From the sands that is on the banks of the Swarnamukhi river, Swami materialized a beautiful Sphatika and sandalwood idol of Lord Sri Rama and gifted it to this devotee of Lord Rama, that is Rajagaru, Sri Velugoti Sarvagya Kumar Krishna Yachendra Garu. Swami also materialized a metal Ganesha Murti for the Maharaja, and it is said that even to this day, this metal Murti of Lord Ganesha has kept growing in size and weight. Another interesting episode that happened here is when Swami told the king that his Asthana Vidwan, or the royal scholar, is not present. Who is it that Swami is talking about? It is Sri Dhoopati Thirumalacharyulu. He was a Pandit in the court, and Swami said that he has not been able to come to the kingdom because he has been caught in the floods. Now, back in 1950, there were no communication methods, instant communication methods. So nobody knew about this. And the next day when the scholar arrived at the king's court, he was amazed to know that Swami had told his exact predicament. And then in his heart, he desired to go and see Swami immediately. And when he went to Swami's room, that first darshan of Swami, he was just bowled over. And Swami came close to him and tightly hugged him. And in that embrace, Swami whispered in his ear, "I am the Devi that you worship. I am the Devi that you worship." Indeed, Sri Dhoopati Thirumalacharyulu found his mother goddess in Swami. In fact, it is this great scholar who later on went on to compose the Sri Sathya Sai Suprabhatam that millions of devotees around the globe use to awaken Sai in each of their hearts. The next day, Swami also visited the home of this scholar, and there Swami asked him what is the average lifespan of members in his family. He said, "Swami, 55 years. Swami said, "In your case, it will be different." And then Swami said, "I will honor you 32 times. And true to his word, for 32 straight years after that, every year during the Dasara celebrations at Puttaparthi, Swami honored Sri Dhoopati Thirumalacharyulu with a silk shawl. And he lived till a ripe old age before passing away peacefully. So this stalwart devotee who composed the Sathya Sai Suprabhatam also met Swami at the Venkatagiri kingdom. In previous episodes, we have spoken about the Gummagutta and Yadalam families at Bukkapatnam that were loyal and devoted to Swami. Now the ladies of these two families wanted to perform the Varalakshmi Vratham at Swami's lotus feet. The Varalakshmi Vratham is observed in honor of the goddess mother, and it is done by the Sumangali ladies. So, Srimati Tippamma from the Gummagutta family and Srimati Nagamma from the Yadalam family, along with another Srimati Subamma, they approached Swami for permission to do this. Swami granted them permission. Now, there is a practice in which they offer some objects that are sanctified, such as the kumkum, a blouse piece, bangles, all of these which are indicators of a woman being a Sumangali. These are offered to the goddess, and then these are given to different Sumangali women, starting with the most venerated and respected woman first. And so they were wondering who should be this first woman who will receive this, and they thought possibly it would be best to choose Mother Ishwaramma. But then Swami said, "Why Ishwaramma? I shall receive. The Divine Mother will receive." That was what Swami said. And because he is in the male form, the three women were looking at each other wondering, how will they give this, what they call as Chatalavanyam, to Swami? The moment they looked away from each other and towards Swami, their breath was taken away, because there was Swami in a resplendent white sari with bangles in her hands, with jewelry with flowers. The Divine Mother, Durga Lakshmi Saraswati, Sai Jagan Mata. Sai Jagan Mata was giving them darshan and they were so thrilled. They offered the Chatalavanyam to Swami. And after that, in tears, they bowed down, took Pada Namaskar, and as they arose, there it was Swami back again. Oh wow! Srimati Tippamma was so thrilled. She said, Swami, I would like to have that darshan once again. Please, please. Swami smiled at her, waved his hand and materialized a photograph. This photograph, Swami said, this is me as goddess Parvati that you had the darshan of. But then, this is a modern Parvati, Swami said, and we can see that modernity in the glasses that Swami is wearing as the Divine Mother. That is the story behind this beautiful photograph. Dear brothers and sisters, who is Sathya Sai? Swami himself began by saying that he is the Shirdi Sai avatar, and then he has given darshan as Lord Rama to the Maharaja of Venkatagiri. He has given darshan as Lord Krishna to Karnam Subbamma. He has given darshan as Ananta Padmanabha to many others. That is there at this link above. He has given darshan as Lord Jesus. He has declared that he is Shiva Shakti Avatara, and then he is also the mother. Ultimately, who is Sai can be answered only by Swami himself. And he is given that answer so beautifully by saying, I am I. I am I. That is also the eternal message of Sri Ramana Maharshi, whose life we know is so blessed and wonderful. And it is thrilling to know of the acknowledgement that Swami gave on the day of his passing on the 14th of April. How blessed we are, dear brothers and sisters, to know of such a Lord, to be able to worship such a Lord, to be able to gain merger with that Lord. Dear Swami, may the love that we have for you in our hearts keep growing stronger every passing moment. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.